Oh, hello there, everyone. For those who don't know me, I'm Barnabas, barbarian, monk, and lastly, adventurer. I'm here to fill you in on our heroic moments that you may have missed over the past few weeks. So, where do we leave off in our story last? Oh, that's right. We just stopped a bunch of evil cultists from summoning a Baelor, only to hear people approaching, ready to attack. It turns out that these men are the city guards, who claimed that we were cultists and arrested us. Imprisoned, and faced with a serious charge, we started planning our defense for court, only to discover the surviving cultists were trying to pin it all on us. With a combination of a letter from the mayor of Alabaster, confirming us as heroes, a magical display by Nia pretending to be a god, and Avamir surprisingly being half competent at something, we were released of all charges. Afterwards, we interrogated the cultist. He tried to make a deal with us, during which he revealed the existence of another cult in the city, also trying to summon a Baelor. Our search took us to the library, and within that library we found a secret tunnel that led us to a secret chamber. In the chamber, we found the cultist, already halfway through the ritual. We tried to intervene, but we weren't fast enough, and the Baelor started to climb out of the portal. While we beat it to submission, Brixie and Nia managed to find some scrolls with the Baelor's name on it. Being able to read Infernal, Brixie managed to speak aloud its name, granting her power over it. Dismissing it back into its portal, we stood victorious. Avamir kidnapped one of the cultists so he could interrogate him, and took him back to his tavern room. In an attempt to smuggle the cultists out of the city, Avamir revealed his true colors and shaved off his beard, creating a fake beard for the cultist. In an attempt to regrow his beard, Avamir applied growth potion to his chin. The results were horrifying. Not super relevant, but Avamir also got 2 dogs. Thought I should mention that somewhere. Anyway, once we were out of the city, we began to interrogate the cultist. The cultist revealed that he had no memory of his time wearing the amulet, and that his last memory was of a keep. He led us there, and within we found ourselves fighting a bunch of monsters for a toad-like creature's entertainment. Once we worked our way through the menagerie of monsters, including a suffocating gelatinous cube within a bag of holding, Nuraku finally met with us in his chambers. He revealed the cultists came to the fortress trying to claim a gem that all of his species own, the same gems being used in the amulets. Returning to Nia asked around for anyone with knowledge in magic. The barkeep sent us in the direction of Danny Elfman. Meeting the elf, he claimed that he could make a device for us to track down the amulets, but first, we needed to do something for him. Reclaim a prized bracelet that he dropped in the sewers. Heading down there, we finally found some dark mantles for Iris to devour. Oh, and also Brixie created an illusion of a giant, naked Avamir. It was, disgusting. Anyway, returning to Danny Elfman, he told us that we could not complete the device without the help of Rimbrel, the gnome, who lived back in Alabaster. So we headed all our way back to Alabaster and tracked down Rimbrel. Rimbrel was against the idea of working with the elf, due to an injury he had sustained back when they worked together. However, we persisted with our own discussion. Whilst in the middle of the negotiation with the gnome, Avamir suddenly knocked the poor gnome out with a chair. Avamir proceeded to kidnap the gnome, but during the night Nia and I had a change of heart, releasing the gnome but explained why we needed his help. He reluctantly agreed to help us and Danny Elfman. Danny gave us yet another quest to get another green gem being used for an amulet for his research. We returned to the bar, where Brixie saw a familiar face, Timothy. So Brixie claimed she was pregnant with Timothy's baby. Timothy naturally denied it all. What ensued was a bar fight between Timothy's adventuring troupe and ours. After that, we returned to the menagerie to talk to the frogmen about acquiring his gem. He refused at first, but eventually I managed to convince him to come to Thermarem to meet Danny Elfman and Rimbrel. The 3 concluded that their work would only take a few days, So to occupy our time, we took up some mercenary work. First, we went and dealt with some Ettins, capturing one, along with a bunch of kobolds, and putting them in the menagerie. Next, we took the job of finding some disappearing citizens who had fallen victim to monsters. We went to the cave and found, fought, and captured some hyena creatures. We delved further into that cave. We discovered an animated skeleton named Carl. Despite my great distaste towards him, the party nonetheless insisted that we allowed him to join us. Later, Avamir found himself in a trapped room. Despite knowing it was trapped, Avamir tried to charge through the door, activating a giant explosion. Miraculously, though, he survived, with only his middle finger being lost. In the next room, we were attacked by undead creatures, and yet another creature attacked me. Stealing my forefather's necklace, losing control, I beat Avamir to a bloody pulp, nearly killing him. Luckily, the group managed to save my necklace and get it back to me. The fight was over. We discovered what had happened to the missing people. They were already dead. We returned to the menagerie, where we left the hyenas and Carl. Once more, we returned to Themaramerim III. That night, for reasons best known to himself, Avamir assaulted Brixie in Nia's bedroom. He led us on a wild goose chase that ended with him at the bottom of a well. The next morning, we returned to Danny Elfman to discover that they'd completed the device. It would lead us closer to the amulets, but it would stop working if we got too close to those amulets. We then started hunting the next amulet, stopping off at the menagerie to pick up Iris. Naraku was less than impressed with our choice of monsters, but I digress. We followed the device until we arrived at a burnt-down town. Exploring the ruins, we discovered a building with a silver-scaled dragon inside, laying on top of its treasure. Apophis spotted the amulet inside the dragon's lair and hatched a plan to fly in from above and steal the amulet without waking the dragon. Unfortunately, he woke the dragon, which attacked immediately. But Brixie managed to defuse the situation, and we discovered the dragon was in fact friendly, and destroyed the amulet for us. Having made a new friend, we left the dragon with its treasure, and ventured off to find yet another amulet.